Welcome back, everybody, to IGN Live from Gamescom, brought to you by Homefront The Revolution. I'm Damon Hatfield, and Roland here is game director on Just Cause 3. Roland, welcome back to the show.
Thank you, Damien.
Always a pleasure. Now, in Just Cause 3, Rico Rodriguez, is he returning to his home land or his home island?
He is. I mean, this is a place where his mother is from Medici, right? That's where her whole side of his family is from and all that. And he's coming back. His father is Mexican, so he actually grew up in this island. And what's really fun about kind of telling stories about a place that you grew up in is that you know the people there, and they know you. They know you before you became a giant action hero who can ride cars through the air, which means they can kind of mess with you still, like your old friends still do, you know, when you run into them. And it's been a lot of fun kind of writing some different sorts of characters that actually knew Rico as a kid, knew him growing up, knew him as a reckless race car driver.
So is the setup that his hometown has been overrun by another dictator?
Essentially, Rico's whole start to going after dictators started because there was a military coup when he was a teenager, and this coup came in, his family was killed, and he actually escaped from Medici all these years ago, and then went through Just Cause 1 and San Espirito and Panau and Just Cause 2, and now he's kind of earned all the tricks and tools of the trade to take down dictators. He can finally come home and take down the dictator that kind of started it all for him.
Is it fair to say that the dictator in this game has a larger role than he's played in previous games?
Well, yeah, I mean, we wanted to make, a big action game is all about a great villain, right?
Sure.
So we wanted to make a fun, great villain who wasn't an absurdist person or anything like that. He's more of an intelligent, maniacal. I mean, he does love fire quite a lot and discusses it quite often throughout it, but the idea is that there's always this presence of the dictator everywhere. Even in the oppressed towns, the propaganda coming through the speakers in the towns are actually the dictator spewing propaganda, which, you know, that's the purpose of propaganda, and you see his face kind of everywhere. But during some of our cutscenes, we actually cut away to Di Ravello talking about what is happening and why he needs to take down Rico. And in the beginning of the game, Rico is a fly to be swatted away. He doesn't understand the true power that is behind Rico Rodriguez. But as the game progresses, you can start seeing the strain on the dictator's face.
I love everything now that you can tether together.
The multi-tethers.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things where when you're working on the game each day and you're trying to test out a feature, and then you just start messing around and you have 5 or 6 tethers out there and you're reeling all these things together, and you realize half an hour has passed and you're like, wait a second, I have to get back to work right now.
So we see Rico reaching near superhero level abilities here. Is this how you start the game, or do you have to work up to this?
So we kind of changed what our upgrade system is. And the way, we've just started talking about it here at Gamescom too, is that the way Rico gets upgraded is that he himself is not upgraded. He's already this huge action hero. So you get a lot of these abilities right in the very beginning of the game. But we've created a system that is kind of inspired by the modding community, where each time you unlock one of these new mods, you can actually turn it on and off. So it's not something that just turns on and you have it for the rest of the game. Like, if you want to have 6 tethers at once, you can have it. But as you upgrade and get more and more tethers, you can actually turn them off as well, because maybe you only want to play with 2 tethers, or you want to get nitrous for a vehicle, for example. Any vehicle you collect in the world, you can rebel drop, which means you can just have it delivered to you anywhere in the world. But any mod that you attach to that vehicle, say nitrous, will be on it. So if you rebel drop a tractor or a bus, it will also have nitrous. Or, you know, you can even do it for a helicopter or a jet.
How does turbo jump work for a helicopter?
So the helicopter's a little tougher. We've been kind of debating on that one, but think of it kind of like Airwolf.
Okay, I like thinking about Airwolf. That's one of my top 3 things to think about, actually. How do you unlock the mods?
So we do challenges within the world. So every time you free a settlement from its oppression by destroying all the propaganda in the town, because we free things through destruction, you basically will unlock all these challenges around every single settlement. Any base that you destroy, you'll unlock what we call a destruction frenzy, for example. And that whole setup, the idea behind it is you learn how to destroy things in either a timer for the destruction frenzy, and you get leaderboards and you can compete with your friends on it, or you can do wingsuit races, and in the wingsuit race you can actually play with a ghost, either your own ghost or your friend's ghost, so that you can see how they went through it and what score they got. And those give you gears. So if you do wingsuits, you can unlock wingsuit mods. You do like destruction stuff, you can unlock like grenade mods and destruction mods. And that's the kind of idea. So the more you practice any individual challenge, the more cool mods that you have for that particular ability set.
And tell us about collecting vehicles. I think you're saying any vehicle that you see in the game, you can collect, right?
Any single one. And what's kind of fun is we've been trying to put a few vehicles in a more difficult spot to collect. So you'll have to think about it like, do I have to tether this thing to a helicopter and fly it to a collection point? And every single settlement you unlock will have a collection garage that you can then bring any vehicle in the whole game to. And once you have that vehicle, you can always drop it.
Yeah, are we going to see footage of the, what was it called, a rebel drop?
Yeah.
Bring stuff in?
Right now, I think
the big crate and there's confetti that flies out.
Exactly, and all the confetti comes out. So you got to meet Mario, who's Rico's old friend from when he grew up here, and he's kind of the leader of a bit of a failed rebellion going on. And in the Burn It video that we released, I guess just 2 days ago, we were just looking at this as a single mission, and here you can see that Mario kind of gets captured a bit by DiRavello's forces. DiRavello tries to take out Mario in this attack, but of course Rico is too badass for that, and you end up rescuing him. But within that, you can always, even in a mission or outside the game, outside the core of the mission structure, you can always drop anything. So even the mission structures themselves are built upon this idea of creativity and, huge destruction.
I think we might see here, there's a bridge. And there's an option if you take out the bridge, then that will stop reinforcements for coming in. Is that right?
Exactly. So at one point, there's an audio line that says reinforcements are coming from this base. We don't tell you what to do about it, but you cross a bridge just after it. And we do put a truck filled with red barrels in it.
Convenient.
It's very convenient. And if you decide to blow up the bridge, then the reinforcements will stop. Now, if you leave the bridge alone, the reinforcements can cross, and you'll end up in a harder battle at the end. So that's the idea. Like all of our missions we're trying to build a system in which how you play it kind of alters how many enemies might show up and your own action moments within it.
So Just Cause 3, it's out December 1st.
December 1st.
Roland, it's one of my most anticipated games of this year.
I'm very excited.
Can't wait to see more. Thank you so much for coming by the show. Stay tuned. Much more to come from IGN Live here at Gamescom after this.